Hey guys, it's Tarek with Cyclone FPV, and right now I'm sitting here. I think you may have heard the transmitter actually go off with the inactivity alarm. I'm sitting here working to put together a short video on how to update your FrSky XSR receiver, which is right here. And I'm going to use the QX7 to do it, but I will put some more videos on if you're running like an X9D or a X Lite or whatever. But for right now, I'm going to focus on this one. And so there's going to be a couple things you need in order to get this done, right? And so I've got this, I've got the bench set up here. I'm going to try to zoom out and maybe give you a little bit of help by showing you this. So here's what we've got, right? So we've got the QX7 receiver, transmitter. We've got the XSR receiver, and then we've got this this wire setup that I made, which I keep saying I'm going to put them on the website, and I'm going to now. As soon as this video is posted, you'll see a way to get these as well. But anyways, what you're going to have to do is you've got to download the files first, right? And so you've got to download the files, and so I've put a little write-up on the website, and I've actually put that here as well. Let me activate here some a picture-in-picture, and this may actually help me move a little bit better. So let me do that real quick and see if I can get this and not make my head so big, because I know you don't need to look at my ugly mug. So let's scale that down and move it. All right, so I'm going to put this over here. So what you're going to see right now is you're going to see the Cyclone FPV website, right? So I've created this write-up right here, and if you go, and I have to move the mouse slowly because I'm having to do it remotely. So if you go up here to post and info, and you scroll on down to tutorials. Now I haven't finished writing on it because this video has to be complete first, but I'm going to click that. And then from there, you're going to see the first article here right now is going to be the XSR setup and firmware. So click that. And now what I've done is I've gone ahead and compressed the, now keep in mind, this is the non-EU, guys. So if you're doing EU, I don't have that posted. I can post it if I get a request for it. But right now I'm dealing with the non-EU version here. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to download, click and download this compressed file. And in that file, as you can see in the contents here, I tell you, you've got the manual, which is in PDF format, and then you've got the following files. And these are going to be the 4 firmware updates that you're going to load, and I've listed them in the order that you're going to load them. Now, if you notice on the firmware when you extract them, you're going to see numbers, and those actually are the dates, but they're written a little different. So you've got the year first, then the month, and then the day, right? So as you can see, if I'm looking at the screen here, you've got the manual first, and then I'm trying to read that next one, but it's kind of small on mine. Let me go check real quick how I've got it listed. Okay, so you've got 151118. So what that's going to stand for is that's going to be November 18, 2015. That's the first and initial update, and this is the non-EU version. So you're going to want to load that first, and you're going to continue to go in order with those 4 updates, right? So how do you get those updates onto your controller? Well, this is going to be the part that we have to work on now. So let me switch screens here. Okay, so if you have the QX7, I'm going to go ahead and power mine off. If you have the QX7 or any other of the controllers, for example, you're going to have an SD slot, right? So in this case, the SD slot is right here, and I'm going to go ahead and pop this card out. Let me get this going. Okay, so here's the SD card that I'm using, right? And so what you're going to do is you're going to actually take this card and put it in your computer. And once you put it in, you can create a folder. Now, if you're not using the companion, the OpenTX companion software to work on your transmitter, then you could just take this card and make a folder on it and call the folder firmware or what have you. And in that folder, you need to drop the contents of that extracted file. Now, I'm using the OpenTX, and if you need a tutorial on that, I've actually got one online. But for right now, if you just want to take an SD card and load it, you could just load the files on there and then put them in your QX7, right? So then you're going to go ahead and power it on. And to get to the contents of your SD card, you're going to go ahead and hold the menu stick down, and then press page. Now here is the contents. This is what would normally be on there from the SD contents of the companion. So I would use the companion if you could, and you can drop the files in your firmware folder. So I've done that. Now I've got a bunch of file updates here for different receivers, but what you'll see is I do have the XSR loaded right here. So I'm going to go ahead and select XSR, and then here are the 4 files that I need to load. And if you'll notice here, you're going to see the dates. So you've got March 22nd, 2018. You've got November 18, 2015. June 5th, 2017, and June 19th, 2017. If you're going to do these, you need to do them in order. So you will go the 2015 first, and then the June 5th second, the June 19th third, and the March 22nd fourth. You must go in that order, all right? Now, how to get this file down to this receiver? Well, the best way to do it is on your QX7, if you fold the flap down, you're going to see that when you lift it up, you've got 3 pins here, right? And these are the 3 pins that are going to link your transmitter to your receiver for the firmware update. The order of the wires is going to be the following. On the QX7, now this is different on the X9D. On the QX7, you're going to set your ground to your left, your positive in the middle, and then your S port to the right, all right? And so the plug will actually plug in just like this, and it'll pop right in. Now, if you can't make this plug, then I'll send you one down. Just look for the link here. It's going to be on that same page. You get the downloads. As soon as I post this video on there, you'll be able to also find the cable, all right? Or you can make one on your own. Now, the thing is here is you've got to get these wires connected to this receiver. The easiest way I would say to do it, and I mean, this is just, I don't know. I hate to do this on mine because of the fact that I use these pins for everything, but the easiest way to do it is you can make one of these cables or take the ends of this cable and make it terminate. What I'm going to do in this case is I'm just going to solder these together, okay? So again, I don't like doing that because I can no longer plug these through the holes of some of the receivers, but for the sake of showing you guys this information, I want to make sure I get it done properly for you, all right? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm only going to use the 3 wires on the receiver that are important. So I'm just going to quickly, and hopefully I can do this quickly so that there's no problems, I'm just going to put a drop of solder here on the ground. I'm going to put a drop of solder on the positive here, like this. And I'm going to go ahead and put another drop of solder on the smart port right here. Okay, now the other option is, which actually may not be such a bad idea either, is you could actually solder right here onto the pin here and then put the wires, and that way you don't ruin the pins. But I think for the sake of just doing this right and not having issue, I'm just going to go ahead and go as follows. So now I'm just going to go and I'm going to attach my ground to ground. Usually I would banana clip these so they don't slide all over the place, but I'm trying to knock this out pretty quickly for you guys. So let me just do this and hopefully this will work. All right, so we're going to go ahead and ground that. Let me make sure that sticks. All right, and then we're going to take the positive. We're going to do the same thing, because you're not going to use this whole wire anyway. I mean, that's a very long wire for a quad, so you're most likely going to cut this off, cut the excess, so you're not really worried about losing this. Now I got to find where I put my solder here, so let me see. All right, that may hold, okay? And then we're just going to go ahead and do the S port. Okay, looks like I got all 3. I mean, I wouldn't say it's the strongest hold, but it's going to hold for now. So what I want to do now is, now that they're connected, you're not going to be using these 2, so just go ahead and fold those wires back for now. All right? Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and find your first file, which is going to be, like I said, you're going to go in order. So you're going to go to the 2015 one first. Go ahead and press it, and you're going to ask to flash the S port. Hold that down. And once you do it, it's going to go automatically get started, and you're going to see your lights blinking like they're doing here. And I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can zoom in on that a little bit more. Let's see if I can get this in the picture. There you go. So you can kind of see there, it's writing and it's updating right now. All right. So this is what you're going to want to do, and you're going to want to do this update for all 4 of the software options that all 4 of the firmware options that you have. Once you do that, you can either cut the cable, desolder, do whatever you want to do, but your update will be done. If you're going to be doing this a lot, or you plan on doing a lot of XSRs, then I would just probably make a cable that's terminated like this, and I'd probably end up doing that now just because I've already done this with this cable. And then you could just use it over and over again. And again, this cable is the same cable that you'll use on the QX7 for any firmware flashing. So whether it's the RXSR, the XSR, the XM Plus, the long range, whatever it may be, the MM series or the mini series for long range, it'll be the same setup on the QX7. Black, red, yellow, the same. So once you make this cable, you could be able to use it again. So now that my firmware is done on the first file, I'm going to go to the second one. Press it, hold it down, and then let go. It's going to load it real quick, and then it's going to start writing again. And you're going to see the lights blinking again. and that's how you know your firmware is being done properly. All right. Now, I guess I'll let this run through the whole thing, but it's really not necessary. Once you're done with all four, and again, you've got to make sure that you go in order of the dates. So again, you're going to start with the 2015 file, and then you've got 2 for 2017. You've got both in June, but you've got one in early June and one in mid-June. Do early June first, then mid-June, and then you're going to do the March 22nd, 2018, and that's your firmware updates for your XSR. And then you can take your XSR and install it and know that everything that has been fixed through firmware is now added. The one thing about FrSky that I have checked on, and they may have changed it now, is at the time that I checked on this, which was a month or so ago, the firmware, the most recent firmware, did not include the patches from before. So while you would normally think, well, I'll just load the newest one and it'll include all the others, that's not necessarily the case. So rule of thumb is load them all as you go. And then there's not that many. This has 4, and usually that's about as many as there are anyway. So it's worth the time to do it. If they've changed that down the road with new versions, I don't know. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I got a little cold. All right, so we did the June 5th. So now we're going to go to the June 19th. And we're going to go ahead and get started again. And this one's going to get done here in just a second. And then as soon as that's done, we're going to go to the March 22nd one, and we're going to be good to go. Again, if you don't have this cable, you can easily just buy these cables like separately on Amazon and make your own. I would recommend you do that. I don't have a link right now to post for you, but just search on there for servo wires. And you're going to find something like this, and then you're going to need female on one end and male on the other, and you're done. Or you can just have it however you want and connect them. But either way, this is the standard cable. Now, on the X9D, I'll have to go look at it. I put my X9D away. The wires are not in the same order, and you're obviously going to remove the back panel on it and plug them in that way. And I'll do a video for you guys on that one too, and provide a cable for that online as well. But either way, once you have one of these, you're set for good. All right, so we're almost done with this. There is another video on my site, on Facebook, on YouTube actually, under FrSky Tutorials, on how to pull the telemetry out of this if you're using, let's say, a NAS32 or a controller that doesn't understand the uninverted signal. So you can watch that too if you need some help with that. All right, so we're going to go do the last one. We're going to flash it to the S port, press it, and it's going to start here in a second. And as soon as this one's done, and it should go pretty quickly, we should be set, guys. So I'll just wait for this to finish. That way I know I've walked you through the entire video, and then I know that it's going to be functioning for you guys okay. And if you have any questions, by all means, please hit me up, Tarek at CycloneFPV.com. It's Tarek at CycloneFPV. Also, please help support me by subscribing to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to grow it. We've got, I think at the time of this video, we've got over almost 85,000 followers on Facebook. We've got like 500 on YouTube because I didn't focus on it. It will help me try to monetize on some of the videos, and it will help to build up the audience so that maybe people will actually want to advertise on that channel. Either case, though, this video is being made for a customer, and so if you need a video made or you need a tutorial made, please just let me know. I love doing these, and it helps build a base of videos up to help everybody else down the road. All right, so we're almost done. I'm looking at the screen here. It looks like we're almost done, so we're just going to wait one more minute, and then we should be good to go. And it is about done now. All right, so now that it's finished, right, we're back at our screen. You can just hit exit, and you can go ahead and just hold down your power to turn off the transmitter, okay? And there you go. Now your receiver's done. It's good to go. It's ready to be used, and it's got the most recent firmware updates ready to go. So there you go. I hope that helps you guys. I hope that teaches you how to do it. If you got any questions about it, let me know. Again, it's Tarek at CycloneFPV.com. Appreciate y'all very much. Hope y'all have a great rest of your Sunday today, and have a Merry Christmas if I don't see you soon, okay? Take care, guys. Bye.